It's January 21st, 2026. I am at Joel Pearl, thejoelpearl.com on Blue Sky, and it's time to get in the weeds. A wonderful, windy, and snow-filled Wednesday here in the city of Toronto. My goodness, it all came back, and I don't like it, but the snow is here. But I am Canadian, so I guess I have to grin and or bear it. Jeremy Lambert is here, as he is every single day, Monday to Friday, here on the channel, 10 a.m. Eastern. We do this, whatever this is. How you doing, pal?
I'm alive. I'm fine. I'm tired, but we move. We continue. We push forward as we do. How are you, Joel?
The way I usually put it is I'm alive. That's a start. And that's how I'm feeling. Now we're doing okay. It's you know what? Yesterday, I think you and I were texting back and forth, and this was my first level day off yesterday, where I actually got to do things completely what's the word? Nobody out of my way effectively. I am completely out of words, so much so that I had such a good day. I was distraction free yesterday between no kids and just being able to run around and do what I need to do. That was good. So got that out of the way, feeling good. We're back, something or other, right?
Something like that, yeah.
There's wrestling. People want to talk about wrestling. We don't want to talk about wrestling, but there wasn't much else going on yesterday. Did you end up going to that game on Monday? I don't know.
I wish I did.
Because they won?
No. I mean, win or lose, it would have been. I wouldn't have been upset if they lost, because I mean, I've watched my teams lose in worse scenarios. So I didn't really care if it was a win or a loss. I wish I did to give myself a break. And that's where I'm mad about things is I don't do enough things for myself. Instead, I was like, oh, I have too much work to do, and this needs to be done and this needs to be done. So I just effectively decided well, that's more important than treating myself to a nice basketball game and watching my team play, because Raw was on in the afternoon. There was the award stuff for the Fightful Awards that night, and there was just a lot to do, and I ended up screwing some things up because I got a lot going on right now, and it just made things worse. And I was just I wish I would have just gone to the game and saved myself a bunch of hassle, and probably saved myself a bunch of just mental strain of, screwed this thing up, this thing went wrong, and I don't know, I just wish I went to the game.
All right, here's what you're gonna do. Thursday, take the day off. Take the night off.
What are you
gonna do, cover TNA? What are you gonna do? Really?
I got to do Spotlight. I just have things to do. I've always got.
Let Jensen host it by himself.
I don't think Jensen wants to do it by himself.
Oh, honestly. What? 7 years alone? He's learned his lesson. What are we doing here?
I don't know. I still have to do whatever I'm doing for Select. I don't know. I just I'm here. That's all I could say. I'm here.
Well, I get the burnout. I do. And we're getting into this new year, and it's been a lot. It's been nonstop. And like I said, this was my first day to yesterday was my first me day. So please, when you get the opportunity, take it. I cannot stress that enough. As someone who also sucks at taking time off, taking that little moment and maybe a couple hours to yourself and being just everybody leave me alone. It's great. I was thinking about this yesterday. I was lonely when I was single because I didn't have anyone to hang out with all the time. And I was looking for someone to be friends with, hang out with, whatever. I would text my friends, and my friends suck. My friends are the worst. That's why I don't hang out with a bunch of them anymore. Anyway, I started thinking man, I used to really want to be around people. And nowadays it's man, I just want everybody to leave me alone. It's amazing how as we grow up and find people and start families and all that, and it's just 5 minutes, man, just give me 5 minutes. When you get that 5 minutes, it can really help. When I was sick on Thursday last week, I kept telling my wife I'm so sorry. I felt bad because I wasn't there to help out. and she was like, "You're sick. Like, what are you going to do?" And that's just something that, you know, I work on in therapy too, is like the needing to always dive in and be there, because without me, everything falls to shit. That's not true. Nothing, no one's gonna die. No one's gonna, you know, the house isn't gonna burn down. You just, you learn over time to take the breaks, because the breaks are beneficial. That's what I have learned. Also, get better friends who want to hang out when you call them, because my friends sucked.
I wish I could learn that more, because I still have a tough time with that. We've already done an intervention for me earlier this year with SP3, so we don't need to do this again.
Too bad it's been 3 weeks and nothing's changed. We're doing it again.
I mean, that's kind of true. I'm trying to step away a little bit this afternoon. Like, I still have stuff to do, but it's not a stepping away of like, hey, I'm gonna go rest and, you know, all that stuff. It's like, I still have shit to do, but I'm just trying to step away, and maybe I will rest a little bit after I take care of the stuff I need to take care of. But yeah, shout out Zach. I appreciate you, man. I wish I went to the game on Monday, and for multiple reasons. It did help that like they won, and you know, I'm like, oh man, actually they played really well, so would have been cool to see that, considering the last time I watched them they sucked. And Zach, I am serious about like trying to make it to OKC for a game. Probably not this year, but you know, maybe end of the season or sometime next year. Like I truly appreciate the offer and your kindness with everything. It's just, yeah, there's just a lot happening, and it's just tough for me to like get away. Apparently, I can't leave the state anyway because everyone gets sick when I leave the state, so I'm not allowed to actually do that at this point. So that's also a little bit concerning that I can't like cross state lines right now. But I wish I could just find more time for myself, or actually take the time. It's not only necessarily like finding the time, it's like me actually taking the time. Because I mean, Joel, you know, and people who watch enough wrestling know there's always shit going on, right? Like, news doesn't really stop. There's always something to do for this show. Like, I didn't do any clips yesterday, I didn't do any shorts. Like, I just had so much other stuff going on, and like, hey, like I can always do something. This is not a woe is me type thing. This is a very good problem to have. Of like, I have another job writing about basketball, and that's very fun. It's not time consuming or anything. I shouldn't. It is time consuming. It does take time.
Like time freezes when you write an article.
Yeah. It's not difficult, I should say. Like, it's not difficult. It is time consuming because, yeah, it does take me however long to write the articles, record a video, all that stuff. It's not difficult. I can get it done. I can get it done fairly quickly, but like, it is, let's say, an hour and a half of time that like I got to spend on that I can't spend on other things. And now I have other things to do because I spent an hour and a half on that. And like, there's just always something to do work-wise. And then there's always something to do personally, because you got 12 kids, a wife, especially this year. Everybody's been sick. So it's been a lot. And so, yeah, I wish like I could, again, just take those moments for myself. It's not necessarily finding it, because I could have found time on Monday. I could have gone to the game. Nothing was like stopping me from going to the game, except in my own head of like, no, this is a priority for me. Like, doing this work is a priority for me instead of going to the game. And like, my priorities suck in that case. I should have just taken the time to that, because like, I know I'm messing up more this year, and it's not because like I'm necessarily doing a bad. It's not because like I forgot how to do the job or anything. It's just like even if I'm not messing up, like I'm just getting questioned more, and so I feel like I'm messing up more, and that sucks too. And it's just like, man, I don't know.
You're trying to hit your groove, and like, so Linus Olmark, because we talked about him recently. Yeah. And he did his interview with TSN recently, and that was yesterday. It came out, and they talked about his mental health struggle with the team. And of course, they shot down the rumor and the stuff that we talked about, that big weird rumor about him telling on his other teammates to his wife, and the wife's drinking a coup, all this stuff. So he talked about that and shot that down too, of course. But when he talked about his mental health, most importantly, he was saying, there were a lot of things that I dealt with, when his dad passed, and also just through the years being a professional athlete. He's like, we know how to cope with a lot of things, but we don't know how to cope with everything. And so you get on the ice, and if you're not focused, which is something that's huge with your work, regardless of what you're doing, but if you're not focused, then you're not doing your best. And he said, that game when he decided he was going to take time off was the Leafs game, when he let in the goal in the first shot, and then they had just a terrible game. And he said, like, from the get-go, I was not in the zone. And if you're not in the zone, then you're not getting your work done to the best of your ability, because you're distracted. And because he was distracted, this is kind of like what you're dealing with. You're distracted by all the other things going on in your life, and therefore the distraction affects your day-to-day work. So it's good to step back. That is really the big takeaway. It's good to step back when needed, and your team will not falter. They'll probably have a bunch of overtime games in which they lose, but that's okay, because at least you get 1 point out of the victory, or out of the loss, I should say. But it's better than nothing. That's really the takeaway here. You will come back when you're ready, and you will benefit the team to the best of its ability.
Yeah, I need to actually take that mindset, and just I legitimately need I could legitimately use just a good 3 to 7 months days off, and it's so difficult for me. It really, I do like staying busy. That's the thing, is I do like staying busy, and so it's tough for me to just wanna not stay busy, but I also know that that's just a detriment to me, is continuing to stay busy with everything else going on. Again, I know I'm just messing things up more than I typically would, or just not doing certain things that I should do, and it's just because I feel like I'm doing too much, or I do try to think of it the athlete comparison is very good, because I do try to think of it. Look, we're not playing professional sports. Wish I was paid like a professional sports player. But
please,
I do try to compare it to professional sports. In all right, I mess up an article, I do a typo, I have an information wrong, whatever it might be, and it's well, even Magic Johnson turned the ball over. Even Steve Nash turned the ball over, even Michael Jordan missed a shot. And so that's how I try to have that mindset. But there are some sometimes you miss a game-winning shot, and that's going to weigh on you a little bit more than just all right, I missed this shot in the first quarter, whatever. And that's how it's feeling more lately, is I'm messing up during the last 2 minutes of a game, and so it's just weighing on me more. And there's a next game, and I've been better in certain situations, but it's still I'm just oh man, I wish I just had that one back. I wish I could have taken that one again, and you can't, and I just try to move on, but it feels like I'm under pressure from the coaching staff.
I think old Nitty says the best. Take a week off. Your working partners over the years will cover all your. Hey, you at least you got the GOAT, and you got a couple others who are doing it. You can recharge. You'll be okay. Wrestling news ain't going nowhere. I like Jeremy, but Ryan's got it, by the way. Maybe next year we can do this. We can go on a cruise. We can go go do a little cruising with Joey Janela on his boat. That should be our vacation / it's still work. That's the thing. I like work vacations too. So that's just me. You get those little hours. That's the trick, by the way. I know you don't like to leave your house. For me, what works are the work vacations, because the travel in between, which I know is hilarious because people talk about how the travel is the worst part. For me, the travel is the best because it's the most just uninterrupted me time I can get once I'm on the plane or I'm on the train or whatever the mode of transportation is. Like once that is like, I'm bye, doing what I need to do, and then I can get back to it when I touch down or whatever.
See, I kind of agree with that. In I don't like driving 8 hours, 9 hours anymore. It's just a long day. But one thing like I did like about visiting my mom, besides the fact that I was visiting my mom, was it's 8 hours that like I can't do anything. Like I'm driving, I'm listening to sports talk radio, I'm listening to music, I'm listening to whatever, and like it effectively is a break. This is where like these are my breaks, folks. Like driving 8 hours, like the wife will we have like grocery orders, or we have 100 kids, so everybody's got something to do at some time, and like I'm always like volunteering to do it, and like I'm effectively insisting to do it because like that's a break for me. It's not like really a break because I'm driving kids around or going to get groceries or whatever I'm needing to do, but like that is the break for me. And she's very understanding of like, all right, I know this is what you consider, because I'm stupid, and like if I don't go and do this, I'll just sit here and work some more. I won't rest actually. So she is like, yeah, okay, you want to do this, go ahead, because and she knows I'm just gonna, if I don't do it, I'm just gonna sit here and just do more work, and she knows that that's effectively a break for me. And like I don't mind driving, especially where we live, Joel. Like everything's within like 2 minutes, so it's not like we're going very far for any of this stuff. But even like that 10 minutes in the car where I'm hanging out with the kids, listening to whatever, if we're listening to Taylor Swift or Dan Patrick or Eminem, whatever we're listening to, it's just like it is just time away from the computer from me. But those are effectively my breaks, is chauffeuring kids.
Poll question for today: should Jeremy Lambert take a break? Yes, no, go fuck yourself. No, I'm just kidding. Take 2 weeks off with business. You know what? It's also, you're changing up your routine. When you change up whatever you're doing, that also helps a little bit. Yeah, there you go. Kate's already knows. The answer is no. Don't take any time off. Stay nose down to the grindstone. No questions asked.
Everyone people ask me, they're like, what do you do when you get burned out? And I'm like, work through it.
Stay that way.
Yeah, work through it. Like, I know this is not a good answer, but
it's not healthy.
No. It's not healthy. I know it's not healthy, and yet I'm an idiot, and I just keep doing it, and I can't always like stop doing it. And I know it's a detriment. I'm not like naive to any of that. I know it's a detriment, and yet like I'm just like I feel like, and this is again like a dumb like mindset to have of like I wake up every day and I'm like, if I don't perform to the best of my ability, like I'm just gonna get fired. Like I don't think I'm that important to where I can't just be fired if I screw up one thing, like big or small. Like I don't place that kind of value on myself. Like I know I'm fairly important, but I don't think like I'm that important to things to where, yeah, if I screw something up, I'm like, well, that's the end of everything. Like I'm done. I gotta find a new job.
Brother, look at this show. Look at the things that we do and say. They're not gonna touch you or me. I mean, they might. It's possible. SB3 saying exactly what we were talking about. So
yeah.
Intervention episode that we're 21 days in. It's all right. We did. It's every 3 weeks. SB3 is going to be the intervention. That's what it is. Dude, I get it. And I know this is a little bit of a therapy session. I also find it very funny that all of the creators in the chat are getting in and are very like, this is relatable. I see this. I feel this. It's like, yes, you do, because it's real. This is it. This is the reality, is that the burnout is there because listen, we're not paid salaries to that degree. We're getting
I kind of am.
Yeah, I guess you are. See, even more of a reason why you won't get fired. They've given you the money up front to tell you to do the job, and you do it well.
This is a terrible mindset, but this is where, like, I feel like it would be easier if, like, I wasn't, like, if I was just like doing a show or whatever, and it's like, well, that's an easy cutback to make because, like, they're not actually, like, bringing anything in. But my mentality is like, oh, I'm actually, like, I am making a decent amount. I don't know the pay structure on the site. I've been here for a very long time though, and I know I'm fairly well paid for what I do and everything. Yeah, that's true. I am the owner of Fightful. I know I'm fairly well paid, but, like, I look at it as, like, I also know I'm fairly well paid, and it's like, well, they could just easily hire, like, 2 people for much cheaper to do my job. So
but they can't because we've seen what happens when that happens. It doesn't work that way. Stop it.
Again, this is how I think, and I know none of this is healthy.
I know, and then you see it in action, and you're just like, oh yeah, no, that's not how that works.
But, like, this is just how I think. Is like, oh well, he's making too much, number on a spreadsheet type of thing. But like that's just how I think of, like, oh, why wouldn't it just be easier to get people just to come in and do his job for much cheaper? And yeah, I don't know. And I wake up every day like, well, if I don't make every shot, I'm getting traded today.
Nope, they got nowhere to trade you. That's the other thing. What are you gonna do? Work for the Observer? Are you gonna be Andrew Zarian over here?
I'll go. I got friends at Sports Illustrated. I don't know if they're hiring, but
yeah, we all have friends at Sports Illustrated. It's fine.
I'll yell at Rick in the Slack like SP3.
I'm gonna say one's on this show every Tuesday and Thursday. We talk about friends at SI. One works for us too.
Me and SP3 just bully everybody at Sports Illustrated.
That sounds about right. It's gonna be just the two of you bullying Riccacino and Zach Hader on the entire time.
That sounds fun.
Lyric's gonna shut y'all down so fast.
yeah. Lyric will set us straight.
She'll set you straight. Oh, speaking of
Zarian, you're not helping me because, like, I don't think I'm, like, super likable anyway. So like, I'm just like, people just I a lot of times, like, I feel like these people, like, tolerate me because, like, I do a lot. It's not like, well, what are we gonna do? Jeremy's here and does work, even though like,
brother, this show exists because of you. I was just the guy who said my mornings are free now. So here we are. If there comes a time when I leave, guess what? You're still here, sucker. No, but it's because people like the banter. They like the bullshit. That's what we do. What we do. This show is so incredibly silly for all the dumbest of ways. People say it all the time. Sports Illustrated says it. Michael says it. We even have deleted tweet show. Anyway, the point is, if you're here, it's been long enough. You can leave a thumbs up on the video because if nothing else, we got this for you. Huh? Game fast.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry.
Go ahead, leave a thumbs up on the video, and while you're at it, you can go ahead and subscribe to the channel because we appreciate y'all. Maybe you'll subscribe. Maybe you'll leave a thumbs up. Maybe you'll donate a super chat. Maybe we'll become best friends. Maybe we'll fall in love and get married. Who knows? But it all starts with all those things. Matthew Hook saying, "Love you, Jeremy. Take care of yourself, brother."
I appreciate you. Appreciate you, Matthew. Thank you for sponsoring one of the Fightful Awards as well.
Thank you. That was a great Fightful Awards, by the way. If you haven't had a chance to go watch it, the replay is available on the main channel. And Denise and Sean did a great job. There were cameos. There were acceptance speeches. They were really entertaining. So go check those out. They're out now everywhere. We posted all of the individual acceptance speeches, articles, and the whole show is available. So if you have a chance, go watch it. and then tell a bunch of people that Fightful, I don't know, bought all the awards for AEW. Oh my God. It's not like it's a select voter. Anyway, the people voted. Go away with this dork ass rhetoric. Kim Gray saying Mississippi's about to get hit with ice and snowstorm. My God, y'all can have your weather back. 0 out of 10 would not recommend. Listen, I get it. Too bad. No, I'm just kidding. I hope you stay safe. Hope that everyone down there is getting ready for what you're not used to, because I know that ice and snow is not really a southern dialect. But here you are. You might get a little bit, so stay safe.
Yeah, stay safe, Kim. Hope things are well. We've been getting hit with a lot of snow and stuff, which sucks. But I don't mind the snow. It's whatever.
Hooks, by the way, had 2.
Yeah, I see that. That's my fault. I only saw the one when I was scrolling through. So my bad, Matthew. Appreciate you sponsoring too.
Hey, shout out to everyone who was involved putting together the Fightful Awards. Everyone who was who also not subscribe, but we appreciate you too. But sponsored the awards. Everyone who just played a part, big or small. It's not easy. I can tell you from the back end, watching the conversations, watching stuff go down, and the stuff that needs to get done, the stuff that does get done, and all the hard work that goes into it. Every year it gets a little bit bigger, and every year we say to ourselves afterwards, God, we need a project manager for this award show.
You know what we should do next year, Joel, assuming
get AI
I'm still
to
here.
Show?
No, assuming I'm still here. We should sponsor an award. No, hear me out. I don't know how much it is to sponsor an award. Is that what it is? $100?
I want to say that's what Sean was promoting on the post shows. It's $100.
Okay.
Someone else can tell me because Kate's here. She was selling awards.
And Matthew can tell us too.
Let's do twice.
We should sponsor an award, but we should only sponsor the In the Weeds award, and it gets awarded to us. So we get like our own trophy for this. The In the Weeds award for being in the weeds goes to In the Weeds. So
hold on.
Sponsored by In the Weeds.
First of all, I have issues with AEW now. We have further issues, if you will, because look at this bullshit. The AEW and AEW stars win 21, 2020. That's an awkward way to put it. You don't put 2 numbers side by side like that anyway. Don't know who wrote that, but this is what you get. Win 21 2025 Fightful Pro Wrestling Awards, including Promotion and Booker of the Year. Now, wonderful. Glad that our people voted for this and you deserve it, blah, 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 and justified. This is awesome chance. However, they make no reference to the 11, that's one more than 10, 58th annual In the Weed Awards that they won weeks earlier. What is this horse shit? Huh?
It's because we didn't send them actual awards. We don't have that kind of. We should have.
We made beautiful digital.
We did make graphics. Yeah,
they were beautiful.
Yeah,
this company completely just look at them using their this. That's their they. Come on, ridiculous. Also, then calling it the 2025 AEW Fightful Awards, that doesn't make it look much better.
Yeah, that doesn't seem. Shouldn't it be 2025 Fightful Awards won by AEW?
Exactly. List of awards won by AEW.
Yeah.
Instead, it makes it sound like
it sounds like this is what the AEW awards were, and they won everything. That doesn't seem great.
Well, anyway, now that we pointed that out, we'll just put that away. Never mention it again.
We should have sent people a ribbon or something.
Oh my God, a blue ribbon, the best show.
Yeah, maybe next year
that's it.
We'll send them awards.
I love it.
I have a banner for today.
Let's hear it.
It goes with our one of these super chats, and some of our
you know exactly what it is.
Conversations. We know that this is Abella Danger's favorite show, as we've learned.
From because I missed this yesterday. I saw the banner, but I wasn't watching the whole show.
Do you not know who Abella Danger is?
No, unfortunately, I do in this case, and I'm very interested as to how this has come up.
Oh, she was shown during the national title game on Monday. Because I guess she attends Miami. I don't know. Or she's just a Miami fan. But
a lot of the footage was filmed.
She does a lot of things in Miami.
A lot of things in Miami.
But she was like shown during the national title game, and like, you know, people made the joke of like, I recognize her type of thing. Apparently she was like mad that she was shown. And like, I didn't want to like take away from the game, which like I kind of get. Like I think she's a student at Miami. Right. And like they show students at the games all the time, because this is how like Jen Sturger became famous, because they showed her at the game, and I forgot who the announcer was, but he was like, whoa, look at her. And but they show students all the time at these games, and because they show the reactions when their team does something good or their team like does something bad. And so she gets shown like any normal student, except she's not a normal student. She has extracurricular activities that are well known in the world. And so she was just upset that, like, you know, I didn't want them to like show me when like the game was more important. I was like, yeah, I kind of get that. Like, she's not acting like she's somebody in these moments. You know, she's not like a celebrity sitting front row or anything. She's just sitting in the student section. She's not Michael Irvin on the sideline, like, you know, passing out white bags to everybody and everything. Sorry, Mike. But you know, she's not like doing that. So like, I kind of get where she's coming from. But because she was shown on Monday, that's why the banner yesterday was Abella Danger's favorite show.
So ridiculous. You know what? Good for her. I'm glad she's gone back to school. She's had a lot of careers, just like Johnny Sins. They all really work hard. They do really stiff work over there in the adult film industry. So I'm glad that she's getting her flowers and they're showing off her extracurriculars are at school these days, which I appreciate. This is just like when TNA showed was it Robbie, one of the Highlanders on the show? Remember they were going to visit Universal and they showed up.
Oh yeah, it's like a WWE show on Britt, when, you know, she was concerned fan Britt Baker, because Adam Cole just took the air raid crash off the top of the cage, and they're like, oh, we didn't know who she was. And they had to like apologize.
We didn't know who she was. I love that bullshit reply.
I don't think it was we didn't know who she was. I do think it was like, oh, we were sorry, like we had to apologize and we didn't mean anything by it type of thing. But like, that's what I don't buy it. Like, just like I don't buy like ESPN, like, oh, we didn't know who she was type of thing. But I understand where the performer is coming from, of like, I don't want to be shown in these moments, like, I'm not part of your show in this. And then I understand the production side of things, of like, I don't care about the crowd reaction shots, honestly. I think it's dumb. Focus on the action. But they do this in every single sport, of let's show the crowd reaction shots, and Britt Baker gave a good reaction shot. So Abella Danger is good at giving reaction shots. So
no, those are bad. Stop it.
Abella Danger is good at facials, so you know they showed her.
That's true. That's true. Oh, that ball is so big. Yeah. Anyway, so we have to actually get the banner up now, because you just raised one, may as well raise another.
The show is produced by Bully.
God damn it! So it's going to be really off the rails today. I hate this place.
I feel like we've been off the rail. Well, we gave you real emotional moments in the first 20 minutes or so there. You know, we helped connect you with us so you can get invested and chant "This is awesome" or cry or whatever you might do. And then now the last 10 minutes or so, we give you hard-hitting action and stiff wood.
Let's start with Volib Super Chat from earlier. I've made it very clear for a while that you guys somehow help me wind down on a nearly daily basis. Anything I can do to help you out, please ask away. Volib, you being here and participating with us, it helps us do our show and enjoy our show. And just we genuinely enjoy being here, and I know Jeremy says the same thing, so I'm speaking for him, and I know I am. We genuinely enjoy being here and doing this show, and for that, just the thank you is it's sent out to everyone who's here and who gets involved in like one. And it's not even super chat related. Like anyone who's just in the chat, just hanging out with us, it really does mean a lot because it shows that y'all like what we do and we like doing it with y'all. So we appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, and Joel knows this, and I've said it before, but I'll say it again. Of like, this is the one thing that like I genuinely like doing and enjoy doing every single day. Like if I did nothing, this is still what I would want to do. If I won the lottery tomorrow and never had to work again, I would 100% just like stop writing and everything and stop doing like all of that stuff because that takes too much mental strain and everything. And I just it becomes a lot. Even though I do like doing it, like it just becomes a lot. This show, like I'd still just want to do this show every day of like I could have unlimited amount of money, but you know what, let's still just do this show every day.
Waiting for that deal, waiting for that syndication. I'm telling you, man, you watch what's going on that other show, on that other station. Come on, can't tell us that we don't have.
We can. Do you think they'll give us like the like
graveyard
shift? Yeah.
No, they gave that to Coach.
Did they? I thought they were on the after. I don't
give a shit when he's on.
But it's 24/7, so why can't we do like the 2 to 4 in the morning?
What are they? What is on that? Hold on.
I don't know.
Pro Wrestling.
You check their schedule?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
There we go. Schedule. Oh God, I have to look it up. Now playing After Dark. Well, it's not After Dark right now, so I don't know what we're doing next.
Yeah, they do Busted Open. The After Dark show is usually after the shows on the weekdays.
Oh, why is this so behind then? That's weird. Anyway, scheduled to 9 a.m. Not Sam is live at Sam Roberts is live at 12. Coach is on at 2. Rosenberg is on at Fridays at 12. So really, they don't have a full schedule. They just replay stuff, right?
So they're not truly 24/7. They just do replay stuff.
Yeah, it sounds like they do a replay at 4 for Busted Open, and then another Sam at 7, and then Off the Ropes with Coach at 9. Yeah, and then Busted Open After Dark 10 to 11, 10 to 12.
Message LaGreca and pitch him.
No.
Pitch him.
No.
In the weeds. In the graveyard weeds.
No.
Why not?
I don't want. First of all, I don't want to do a show at 2 a.m, and I don't think you do either.
I'll do a show at 2. I'm up at 2 a.m. I don't sleep anymore. So
until 4 though. If you want, Bust It Open.
Joe, what if they paid us, decent money?
That would be a different conversation. If they paid us decent.
Well, we don't know until we ask.
That's true. Dave, don't watch the show, but also give us a show.
Message them and be like, how much can we negotiate, Joel? You're friends with LaGreca.
Not anymore. Not after I talk shit about 9/10 of his coworkers. Oh. The one, by the way, is Denise Salcedo. We still like her here.
True. Yeah.
But you look at who else is in? Oh, I guess Tom. It's Tom's.
Yeah, we like Corbin. Yeah,
he still does.
Yeah.
Nemeth is there. He's whatever. Mark Henry is.
I don't actually know these people.
It's true. It's really just Bully and Tommy at this point.
I don't know Bully and Tommy, so
individuals, perfectly fine.
Yeah, they could be fine people.
Yeah, listen, we call ourselves In the Dirt.
In the dirt. That's good. That's good. No, I've always said I think Bully's a very good interviewer. I'll continue to say that. I do think he's a very good interviewer. I don't care about his opinions, but I don't care about the opinions of any of these people. So
there's also sorry to cut you off. There's also this stupid reality that people want to get your, like, producers want the hot take so they can put it out there because the engagement is what gets people, paying money, however they do it, whether it's ad rev or whatever it is. So because so many people react to those 30 seconds of stupidity, they don't see the other hour and 59 minutes of, or 2 hours, whatever it is, of actual like conversation. And that's the problem, is that we become so accustomed to those quick comments, and that's how they feel about everything. Therefore, everything they say sucks. And it's the same thing. Like we were talking offline, you and I, about WWE Unreal, and how the show is not for me because I and others have worked in or around TV, and we understand that these are conversations based on the real life taping of a television show. So everything's finessed regardless of how you see it. And that's exactly what this is you're taking a comment that someone made on a show and you're finessing it to get people to react a certain way. That doesn't do it for me. But I also understand that that's kind of the way things are right now with media and consumption, is people want these short clips where you got to say something that's so incredibly profound or incredibly obnoxious that someone's going to react, and the reaction is what you want. I hate that shit, but it is what it is. Easy Dane.
I like how we have to say that every time.
So, Krista on the post show for Genesis said "is what it is." I almost blurted out his.
Oh, you should have.
I was. She was. Then she kept going, and I didn't want to mess up her
just
flow.
Interrupted her.
I didn't want to mess up her flow, and I was just like, "No, you're talking, and you're doing your thing." And it would have been very like confusing for her. Half the chat would have gotten it, but anyway, yeah, you get it.
Apologize for finisher talking about Bully's interview spot style and everything. I don't listen to like a ton of Joe Rogan. I really only when like wrestlers are on the show. I don't think like Rogan's like a great interviewer. I think Bully can do sometimes like cutting off, but I don't think it's like in a bad way. I think it's more in like a follow-up kind of way. They mainly Bully and LaGreca just cut each other off when they're asking questions. Like that's one thing about them is like they don't have like a great rhythm when they're asking questions. It is a lot of like talking over each other. Like I think one thing I do like about our show is like we kind of have an understanding that it's like a back and forth question type of thing. And then I think we notice a lot of the visual cues if there's going to be like a follow-up. So we don't talk over each other when we have a follow-up and everything. And on Busted Open, no knock on them. They don't have that as often. But I do think Bully on his own, or even with LaGreca, is like a good interviewer because I think he asks good questions and he's not afraid to like push a little, and like he has respect from the wrestlers, like people say what you will about Bully. I don't know him, but a lot of the wrestlers respect him because he's been around for a while, and because I think he knows he has that respect, he can ask certain questions that maybe other people don't want to ask. So I do think he's a good interviewer.
But we are better.
Factual.
Just had to, make sure we level out the playing field.
I don't know how good he is as a producer, but he's a good interviewer.
And again, feel how you feel about Busted Open. Maybe you like the way they cover things. Maybe you don't. That's fine. Everything is that's your perspective. That's your interpretation of the contents. Like there are people that I like that other people don't, and that's fine because they found something that they're attracted to in that person's way of delivery. It's fine. Everyone has something that they gravitate towards. That's kind of what makes everything fun in this sphere. As long as nobody is being a sucky human being and saying things that are just downright disgusting, then people are allowed to have their takes, and you're allowed to agree and allowed to disagree and push back. And I'm allowed to call you out in the comments of our videos when you say something stupid, because that's just fun. But I love you all, except for Doug and that other guy. Also started with a D. I can't remember the name. Dan? Let's call you Dan.
that we're going, Dan?
I don't know. Have to go back in the archives, and I just don't have time for that. C. Delgado says, Joel, your thoughts on your boy Bully producing matches? Well, I don't know if he's producing matches, but he was producing a segment, and Fightful Select did report on this last night. And the door is open for Bully to continue working with. I don't know to what degree Bully is working with the company, because there's also the added situation that Bully was helping to cover for 2 down producers, because they didn't have Lance and they didn't have Cody Deaner, who are also producers at the company. So it's very possible that while Bully was coming, they offered or was asked, whatever it was, that Bully would help out. And maybe it went well, so they said, well, we can maybe use you in the future. To what degree, I don't know. If he's doing mid-card stuff, or maybe again, Bully doesn't have all terrible ideas. He has some questionable ones that have been pointed out in the past, but I talked about this earlier, that sometimes you're just taking clips and they're all being played, and the bad ones are the ones that catch on. But Bully does have certain ideas that could work. Now, I've said this before and I'll say it again, TNA is in an identity crisis. They can't figure themselves out, and as a result, they're starting to play a lot of the hits of days past, whether that's their own past or past of their partners or whoever, Smoky Mountain. They need to find those fresh ideas however they come and start working on them. I don't know if Bully's going to be the person to do that. I can tell you Tommy is also not the person to do that, but for now it's not what I would do, but it's also not my circus nor my monkeys.
The poll question for today. Is Bully Ray? Yes? No. That's it. That's it.
Yeah, that's it right there.
He's going to find this show and try to kill us.
What's he going to do? Come across the border? He's got to find me first. And TNA ain't coming to Ohio anytime soon from what I see.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Unless you're going to go to New York, go to House of Hardcore, where Bully showed up that 2 times.
He won the title. That was very funny.
And then dropped it right back to the guy he won it from. So
House of Glory, not House of Hardcore. House of Hardcore is Dreamers promotion, which I don't know if that runs anymore.
It does not run anymore. My bad. You're right. House of Glory. We do like House of Glory. We've had people on their show quite often.
Yeah, we do like House of Glory. It's very funny that he won the title and then dropped it back the one match later.
Ridiculous.
I respect his game. The dude gets paid. The dude finds a way to stay in jobs and everything. I respect the hustle, honestly.
Sure.
I don't want to watch him wrestle, especially in 2026 or 2025, but I respect that he finds a way to just stick around and do stuff and contribute however he's going to contribute. Do I think there should be new talent in there trying to do this stuff, fresh voices? Yes, but I'm not going to begrudge a guy for getting his money and finding his way to stick around.
Yeah, listen, it's again, you gotta go until you're done, and I guess Bully's not done yet. And if he wanted to transition to a backstage role, listen, when Greg Helms, when Shane Helms, when Hurricane decided that he was going to do stuff backstage at WWE, it wasn't all perfect at first. Not that he is now, but certainly he's lauded now for the work that he does, but he wasn't all the time when he started. And this is Bully's really not his first foray, because others have mentioned that he tried to take up the book for Ring of Honor and see where that led them. Yeah. but
be
also,
a fan.
Yeah, be a fan. And then COVID got in the way and no one could be a fan because there were no fans. And then they sold it. And here we are. But maybe with the benefit of hindsight and experience, Bully could turn into a better producer. I don't know. I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt. I mentioned it on the show and I'm leaning more and more towards it. I think moving forward, TNA coverage on this site in terms of post shows will be the live shows and the pay-per-views. I think that's where we're going to go for multiple reasons. One, the live viewership from the first episode didn't exactly blow anyone away. We'll talk about that in a sec, but also
it did 300 million, Joel.
Right. 395 million. And then it was 173 million. That was one of the things. And then also the live shows are never very good, but they are supposedly going to be more notable. Who knows what that means? And just there's no use doing these shows weekly. There's no point at this point. So, and also 11 o'clock to start a post show is just fuck no. So I'm probably gonna move to covering the live show, which means this week, and then from here on out doing the pay-per-views, not the plus specials, the pay-per-views. So they do at least one live show a month at this point. That's where I can hang my hat. Do one live TNA special and catch people up, because I'll probably keeping track of TNA because it is, what my beat has been, and I will keep up with the wrestlers and keep up with the conversations. And what I do after that is going to be up to how they do it, because a lot of people were turned off after last Wednesday, rightfully so. I want them to turn it around. I want them to be better, but I can't force them, despite my better efforts.
You should be able to force them. You should storm the castle. Storm the impact zone, Joel.
Someone tried that at CMLL last week. It didn't work.
Yeah.
He just sat on the turnbuckle till he got pulled right out. Come on. What do you think you're going to accomplish? And again, what did I say? I meant Thursday. Did I say something else?
Nah.
If I said something else, it's Thursdays.
TNA's moving to Wednesdays.
About time. And, Ryan's saying the ratings will drop. And I get it. Ratings shouldn't be the only reason. But also, I saw what they put out last week, and I don't think it's going to get much better anytime soon. If I said Wednesday, I meant Thursday nights.
Joel's trying to force this TNA AEW.
The war is on, baby. They beat Collision this week. Their numbers beat Collision, Jeremy, in the demo. We're going to take them over, and it's going to be bigger than AEW.
They were against the NFL. Collision was against the NFL playoffs for a taped show.
Oh, yeah.
I know.
Moving goalposts. Goalposts.
Yeah.
Can't believe shit.
It's not even like how the first show was bad or whatever. We just know how wrestling ratings trends go, right? They could have had a really good first show, but the numbers still would have been down the second week, because it's always good the first week and then it always drops the second week. And then depending on how the show is, then you see what's sustainable and what's not. And the fact that it wasn't a good show didn't help their case, obviously. But this is just what happens to these shows. So what was the number? 190 something?
173.
170.
So what happened was, just to set it up, the Programming Insider dropped the numbers, and Brandon and WrestleNomics, they aggregated it, but there was a misaggregation. There was a misreading. So Brandon had put it down at 98,000 viewers, but there were no P2 viewers, which is the total viewership listed. So Brandon very quickly pulled the tweet and then did everything he could to tell everyone, hey, there was a misunderstanding. This is not the number. And then PW Torch, Wade Keller, got the P2, and it was at 173,000 viewers for P2. And that's where the number is for AMC. Does not include TNA Plus numbers, does not include AMC Plus numbers. Don't even know if those really matter. That could be 400 people. That could be 4,000 people. It could be 400,000 people, depending who you ask. But the number for viewership on cable for AMC was 173,000. To your point, the conversation shifts from, yes, it's going to drop, but how much would it have dropped if the show last week didn't suck? Basically, what was your retention rate going to look like if you put on a banger show and then had a really great pay-per-view? How much better could you have done if you hadn't done what you did last week? And as a result, most people are looking like this is going to free fall, because people aren't going to be interested in watching a show that sucked from week one. They're just going to crater their ratings right away. And that's what they're stuck with. They have a very tough hill to climb. And one thing they're going to have to really win back is the trust of their fans and the trust of people of influence who are going to speak nicely about their show without it sounding like everything in TNA is great. Don't worry about it. This is going to sound so full of myself, and I really don't want people to hear it this way. And I really don't want to feel this way either. They need to convince people like me who talk about the product frequently and am listened to, and people like Sean and people like Brian Alvarez and people who are in that wrestling media space. And I understand we don't run the narrative or control it, but we have influence, tastemakers, if you will. And while we can't change the booking, you need to show us that you are actively finding a change. And I'm not saying book for us. That's not what I'm saying. but certainly find a way to make the shows more palatable for more people without just pandering to WWE style booking. It's not hard, but you're finding ways to do it every single week. The industry needs TNA to succeed, is what Matthew X is saying, and he's absolutely right. So, yeah. Cater to me is what I'm saying. So, even though I said don't say it like this, cater to me is what I'm saying. Me and me alone. Not Dave, not Sean, not Brian, not Mike. Mike will tell you everything's fine. Whatever you want. Cater to me.
I'll wait till they introduce the new member of the system before judging anything.
You mean Bear Bronson? You mean Trey Miguel?
It's gonna be Champa, Tomaso Champa.
So here's the problem. We were talking about this. I guess we can move on from Bully, thankfully. So Tomaso Champa put out on socials today that he is. Thank you for the truck down there telling me that my time was up. Stop it. Ciampa's WWE contract, he did confirm, is coming to a close. He is wrapping up very soon, and he is departing WWE. He talked about how he has the first decade was traveling the world, the second decade was traveling the world with WWE, and now he's got what he says is one more decade left in his wrestling career, I guess you could say. Where he goes next, he hasn't really indicated. He says he's open to a lot of things, from sponsorships to seminars to appearances to whatever. And now they got to figure out, where does he land? And I think the big question is, if he goes to AEW, which faction could he join that doesn't already have someone who's bald in it? Try doing this. It's really tough, man. Every faction in AEW, except for like 2, have a bald guy in it. So I can give you the names if you want, the people if you want.
Yeah, which factions in AEW? The Sisters of Sin.
No, not ones that are all women. The Ops are one of them.
Samoa Joe's bald, isn't he?
He is bald now. That's the problem. He shaved his head, so he's out. Crew.
Okay.
There's Action Andretti and
yeah.
Leo. They're not bald. The Facción Ingobernables, but though we don't know what's under one of those masks. We don't know Jalisco's hair situation.
Yeah, Jalistico could be bald. The mask is like a bald mask, so I'm going he's bald. They're bald because it's a mask, like it's a full on mask, you know. So we don't know if he has hair underneath. It's not like Beast Mortos where like it's just a front face mask and we know he has hair in the back. So I'm counting Jalistico as bald because it's a bald mask.
The Elite. Feels a little shy to rank him in the Elite right away.
That'd be hilarious if he just joined the Elite.
I don't think Just Beat's a team. I don't really count that. And then there are the Frat House. They're all ROH teams, but the only other one that's more than 3 people, it's the Rascals. So Tommaso Ciampa is going to be the 4th Rascal.
Imagine Champa as like one of the Rascals. He could be like their dad, you know? He's like red. They're smoking weed and stuff. And he's like, if you don't stop smoking that weed, I'm going to put a foot in your ass.
That's exactly it. That's it.
I could actually get behind this idea of like Tommaso Ciampa coming in and like trying to admonish them for their antics and their hijinks. Is like, yeah, just dad Tommaso Ciampa. All right, I like Red Foreman Tommaso Ciampa and the Rascals. I'm sold. I've sold my own idea here.
But he's also secretly feeding them money so that they can set up their podcast. he's seeding them. He's an angel investor. Is what he is. Every funny group needs a straight man. That's
yeah,
right.
Exactly.
Right. He can't be in the conglomeration because Tomohiro Ishii is in the conglomeration. He bald.
Mark Briscoe's bald-ish, isn't he?
Started growing out the hair again.
Okay.
Mark does that thing just like Jay used to do, where they would do something with their hair and then change it every cycle. So yeah, that's changed. He's got his hair back, does Mark? But those are the guys. There aren't many. I was going through it. I was like, there's a bald guy coming into AEW. Can't put him with any of the other bald guys. Where could he fit? The Rascals. He just calls everyone a dumbass.
Yeah. Well, then Hangman might get upset because that's Hangman's
Perfect.
bit.
Now you have a reason for a feud.
That's true.
Battle over the dumbass.
Yeah.
And even if Trey comes back, put Ciampa.
Yeah, Trey's not going to be the dad. Like, I actually think this idea of Champa being like the dad of the Rascals is good stuff. Which
Trey comes back. He came
tells
back.
My mentality.
It's fine. Yeah, Trey come back from Africa, just like Eric Foreman did.
Eric, yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. Nobody cared, but it was perfect. That's right. Ultra balls.
Yeah, Death Riders are all bald. I mean, I guess he'd fit in the Death Riders because like they're all bald. So yeah, you either got to have like really good hair or you got to be bald in the Death Riders. That's why Garcia doesn't fit because like
Daniel Garcia does not have great hair.
Yeah, and Pat cut his hair unfortunately. Like,
he did. Oh no, Pac. Sorry, I thought you were gonna say Yuta. So you're like, what? Okay. Pac's hair is growing on me. I gotta get a haircut too. I was gonna do it before my stupid the Winnipeg idea, but then everything kind of fell into Ottawa, and I was like, well, now I gotta wait until I go to Ottawa to get a haircut. I gotta do camera stuff there.
Nah, who cares?
I do camera stuff here, but like I'm home, so it doesn't matter.
All right.
Yeah. So Tomaso Champa, we hope he finds his next step, and it's gonna be really good. And if he doesn't, just stay home and chill out, man. Just enjoy your last years in wrestling doing nothing.
So I'm gonna say what I always say when these wrestlers like leave and everything, and what their future is. I don't know what they want. Does Ciampa after this last decade and the injuries he's had and everything, he talks very, very much about his wife and kids and everything. Like, does he want to be on the road? I know AEW doesn't have like the travel schedule. WWE doesn't have like the worst travel schedule in the world now compared to back in the day. But like, does he want to be on the road? Does he want to be away from that? Like, I don't know. I don't know what Ciampa wants. It's very possible that he just does he want to work that style? Like, it is like a high impact kind of style. And I don't know. I don't know what he wants to do. Like, if he wants to, I'm sure AEW would like to have him. But I also don't even know if that part's true. If AEW would like to have him, because like they have clearly put a focus on younger talent, independent talent, effectively not WWE talent over the past year or so. And so do they want to go after Ciampa, who is a guy you got to bring in, you got to have some television time for. You're not just going to bring him in and put him in ROH, I don't think, unless ROH gets a TV deal and you see him as a staple there. But if that's the pitch to him, is that what he wants to do? Like, there's a whole lot more that just like goes into this stuff than, hey, I want to see this wrestler here. Like there's a reason like Dakota Kai, who we all love, like, isn't in AEW. I don't know the reason, but when she left WWE, it felt very simple to be like, oh, Dakota Kai in AEW, this is great. We're gonna love her in AEW, and she's not there. Again, I don't know the reason. She might have her own reasons. They might have their reasons, but it's my point that we don't know what these people want, whether it's the company or the talent, and if it's going to be a good fit. It's very easy for us to fantasy book this stuff and like act like we're playing, TEW and be like, oh wait, this is a free agent, I want to sign them, I don't use them, and it doesn't work like that.
Well, it's fine. Ciampa will work ECW most likely. I could see that, and then you know what he's gonna do? He's gonna come back as Tommy by Elegance.
He's got the abs. He's got good abs.
He's got the look. He doesn't need hair. It's fine. He could just be Tommy by Elegance, and he could just be that. He's a rough and tumble, elegant man. He gets manicures, but then he beats up everybody at the shop after that.
All right, this is a terrible idea. I've already pitched my good idea with Champa being the dad of the Rascals. Now I'm gonna pitch a really bad idea, and I hope people. I'm qualifying that. AEW brings in Ciampa, but they treat him like Triple H, and they do that whole bit.
Give him a beautiful day package for an intro,
and they just criticize it. Like they all think he's just Triple H.
Wait, is it going somewhere?
Nah, that's all I got. Really, is like they just think he's Triple H,
And
he just gets beat up every single show. Every show ends with Triple Champa getting laid out by somebody, and then it says executive producer Tony Khan as Triple H is laid out at the end of the show.
It's just, and then he's just like that. It's all part of the show, man. Every promo that Tommaso cuts as Triple H, he does a Triple H-ism. He does something like it's all part of the show, man. Or he does I just wish they'd be fans. I just wish you'd be a fan. Let things happen organically.
He has to open every show.
I haven't read the promo yet. Have you read this promo yet? No, I haven't read the promo. I don't see color. It's like Dynamite. It's so colorful. It's so splashy. He comes in and says, I don't see color. I see potential.
He just opens every show. Like, why the fuck is Ciampa opening every single one of these shows? Please give it up. Give it up for MJF. Yeah. Our AEW World Champion, MJF.
Are you ready? Every time.
What's Ciampa's real name? Is that his real name?
I think his real name is Tommaso Ciampa.
Oh.
Which is okay.
The Tommaso Whitney. Oh, what if they called him Whitney? The like
Tommy Witz.
Like they don't call Paul Levesque. They don't call him by his last name, but just calling him Ciampa or just calling him Tommaso is no fun since that's like his actual first name. So they call him Whitney, and people are like, "Why are they calling him by this girl's name?" It's like, well, it's his real last name. No one gets why they just call him all Whitney.
Ridiculous.
AEW Galaxy. He just
called the AEW Galaxy. Wasn't Jericho doing that?
Yeah, I think Jericho was doing that bit.
Ciampa just takes off where Jericho left off. Ciampa should come out with the stupid bat and the jacket. He comes out to Judas. He's got the learning tree with him.
Tommaso 2J.
Tommaso 2J. Tommy 2J. T2J. C2J. Oh my god. Ciampa is going, hi guys.
I love Ciampa just like cosplaying as these WWE people. Like every week. All right, now we're gonna continue to evolve this thing. Whitney is also a boy's name. That's fine. Yes, I think most people think of it as a girl's name.
And also you gotta do Whitney. Like you've got to do the pronunciation with the H in there. Yeah.
Every week is just a new WWE wrestler.
It's the American Nightmare.
They can't do like Ruckus has got to create like a new like WWE knockoff theme every single week.
He's earning his money. It's fine.
Yeah. Ruckus can do it. It's fine.
Ruckus loves to work. It's good.
Imagine Ciampa just like coming out and he's Roman Reigns. He's throwing up the one and everything.
He does the Roman. And he comes out and he says, AEW, acknowledge me. And they're just like, what is this? Turns out this bad idea was one of our best.
There's a lot of people in WWE. You could keep this gimmick up forever. You could go back in the day and use like 90s people as well. It could be Steve Austin one week.
He's got the bald head. He's gonna do Bobby Lashley. He should, while Bobby's injured, he should just replace Bobby Lashley in the Hurt Business.
He'll win, but then he wins. We can't have him have any wins. So if he was replacing Bobby, he has to win.
It's fine. He should play it off like it's totally normal. It's just like, Bobby, you look different. You'd be like, I slimmed down for this. He got shorter. Yeah, I know. It's part of the slimming down. I had bone surgery.
He tries to come out as Hulk Hogan, and Tony like immediately stops him.
Oh, no.
Yeah. He's like, no, I banned you 6 years ago from this company.
He comes out to Fiend.
Oh, imagine he was Travis Scott and he has like the fake hardcore title and everything. Fiend.
I think we just planned his entire AEW run.
You could get a decade's run out of this.
You really could.
Easily.
You can get a lot of money out of this man. Oh my God. He's going to have a great WrestleMania week.
All right, if they're not going to do, if they're not going to do, he's a new WWE wrestler every week. I do think the Triple H bit is funny. Being the Elite might actually do that, honestly.
I like King Patate's idea. Ciampa challenges Ricochet for control over GOA as their new bald leader. There's only room enough for one of us. This brand can't have more than one.
One day all the balds are going to unite in AEW, and it's going to be a real takeover.
It's gonna be led by Don Callis. That's the best part. It's just gonna be all the balds get together. We chomp people. That's for his cannibal phase.
A timeless Whitney Ciampa. Oh man.
Oh God, that's gonna be great. All the balds are going to get together. Yeah. Someone's going to be like, you guys are so angry. It's because you have no hair. And they're going to be like, what? Say that again, motherfucker. And that's going to be the tipping point. One of the balds is going to defect, walk away. And then Don Callis has to do, I need the old Stone Cold. And that's how we're going to get him back. The Bald Alliance.
The Bald Callus family. I gotta put the spelling up just so people know.
King of the North. Yeah, these are the best ideas of all time. What are you talking about? These are always the best ideas. The Skullet Club is exactly it. Remember when Death Rider started and people said it was American History X?
Yeah, that upset some people.
Oh man, C-Dog got us saying, so at least you admit you hate AEW, Joel. True, compared to other people in other podcast spaces. I don't even hate them. I just like booking the worst possible options for them. Great.
I don't think any of this is bad. I mean, I did set up that whole bit with like, I know this is a bad idea, but whatever.
That's the worst that could happen. Don't answer that question.
Wait, does a book serious stuff for this pro wrestling stuff?
Who would want to book seriously? There are billions of other podcasts that try to do that. No one's listening to your ideas. It's fine. The ones who listen to you are the ones that pitch the worst stuff. Those are the ones who are paying attention. And if you're RJ City, we're not even a real show to begin with. The Ottawa Senators of Wrestling Ideas. Screw you. Also, it's true.
Can't wait to see Tommaso Ciampa against Will Ospreay and Hangman Page and Swerve Strickland. Oh man, these feuds are going to be so great. It's going to look so cool on a graphic. We're going to put Tommaso against Swerve on Dynamite and we're going to be eating good. It's going to be like a pay-per-view card on free TV. Oh, looking forward to it. Fuck out of here. Put Tommaso Ciampa as Triple H.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
And Swerve comes up to him and was like, I was trying to be one of your guys. And for some reason, you didn't like me. And Tommaso, Triple Champa says, oh, I didn't see you because I don't see color. And then Swerve kicks him in the head.
Call him Triple TC Dub. Tell me, man. It's either he goes to AEW and he gets a Triple H style gimmick and everybody beats him up and it's great. Everybody hates Tom. Or he goes to TNA and he's Tommy by Elegance. You can pick it, but those are your options. Go ahead. Figure it out. Ciampa versus Hometown Man. Let's go. He just murders Hometown Man. Triple K comes off as ketamine. I don't think we can do that.
We do need like they've been signing a lot of people. So instead of they get the all elite graphic, but they also get the finger point with Ciampa as the post. So it's like Andrade is all elite, and then he's also got the finger point post. With,
but it's not even that, and it's in the background. You've got like the production is in the background, right? So it's Tony producing the show, looking up, being like, wow. Tommaso's doing the point. And you just got Tony underneath to be like, huh? That's exactly what I want.
RJ City's so mad that he can't get a graphic or a finger point.
God dang it. I'm all about it. All right. Where are we at? I guess we got to talk about the serious thing. Want to talk about the Trey Miguel stuff?
Sure.
So we did kind of we kind of alluded to it on Monday because there were talking points about Trey Miguel's departure from AEW and his release, and we talked about Alvarez and Dave discussing the fact that it was above AEW's head, and therefore the only other place it could be above is Warner Brothers Discovery. And so Fightful Select did report last night that while we confirmed the news over the weekend, more details emerged. It says it confirmed to us that the word relayed to Miguel is that it was a decision above AEW, heavily implied to be a WBD decision. To be very specific, we were told it was in relation to a post that Miguel made in 2020 that was homophobic in nature, of which he immediately apologized for. We were told that there were no additional posts or situations that were said to have factored into that reason provided outside of online speculation. The frustration from AEW is pretty it's pretty well known, I guess, in certain circles, because they like him and the Rascals they have a good relationship with the company, and there were a number of wrestlers who felt like there were standards applied to AEW talent that would not necessarily be applied to other personalities who appear on WBD properties, which I think is a very important thing to note. Countless examples were provided, and those people weren't thrown off the air or prevented from getting deals. So that's where we're at right now. Someone who spoke to Fightful on the condition of anonymity and off the record, they replied, quote, "I can't speak to the validity of rumors, but I can't say I agree if the decision is true. If it were an unhealthy pattern of behavior, that's cause for alarm, but that does not seem to be the case here." So it's very strange that this is where we're at. And others have pointed out that there are a lot of wrestlers who have been with the company or continue to be with AEW who also have checkered paths and have done things that they have regretted and in certain cases apologized for and continue to work. And I just sit here with my head in my hand and I'm just like, what is going on? And I hope this isn't a case of someone having it out for Trey, but I couldn't understand who would know this guy enough to want to go there. So very strange. Not sure. There is. I don't want to get too. Sorry, I'll let you go in a sec. The posts in question, the conversation in question that Trey was, he was taken out for, while it was homophobic in nature, it was also with, of all people, Max Barsky, who people might know as David Starr, who several months later was implicated in speaking out and has not been a part of the wrestling industry ever since. He was one of the first and most prevalent people who were called out, and rightfully so. And some of those comments made by Trey at the time were also considered somewhat to be anti-Semitic in nature, because he talked about walls and there was allusions to Western Wall and going to Israel. And for Jews, like, that is something that we have. So to make a long story short, this is a very strange situation. If it's WBD coming out and saying this guy can't work here because of this, even though he's apologized and has not re-offended, so to speak. I'll get your thoughts on all this.
the biggest thing is the overall hypocrisy of this. Warner Brothers Discovery pushes shows, vehicles, whatever it might be, from people who have said or done shit far worse than what Trey said. So why is this guy being like punished for it? I don't condone what Trey said. I'm not. Please don't take it as I do. I certainly do not. By all accounts, he has changed. I've never. I think I've spoken to Trey like once in passing. And I haven't heard anything negative about him over the years with stuff. So I don't know. But again, by all accounts, that's not who he is. It doesn't condone what he said at the time, but people can change, you know? Like people have moments of I don't even call it a moment of weakness, because even in a moment of weakness, you shouldn't be doing that stuff. You shouldn't be saying that stuff. But people can certainly change. And in going in a back and forth with David Starr, he said some stuff that I'm sure he does regret and seems to regret. But why are we like singling out Trey for this? Why were we singling out Jay for his comments and like not letting them on the show when they push properties that have people who have done and said worse things? Like that's where I'm at on things. Like if you're gonna prevent Trey from not working and not being on television because of these past comments, go through the social media of all these guys. I'm not talking just wrestlers. Every single property on your network. Go through the social media of all of these people and see what you find and draw the line there. You're gonna be showing a movie and it's just gonna be a bunch of redacted people on there because you can't show them. Like it's not that's the standard is just not good when it comes to that, and that's where I'm at on things.
The possible good news to all of this is that many people are pointing this out, and for once, to be perfectly honest, the whataboutism might actually pay off in Trey's favor, because this is something that, as you pointed out, as I mentioned earlier, like there are so many people in entertainment who work for WBD or who have worked for AEW, whoever you want to say, that have done things that are, bad. And in Trey's case, like this was 6 years ago. This was so long ago that people do change in that time. He is, how old is he? He's born in 94. I'm not doxing him. He's publicly put that out there. What is he? He's 32. So he's going to turn 32. Shit you said when you were in your early to mid 20s doesn't necessarily become the same things that you believe or say in your late 20s, early 30s. I'm not going to say that this is, that he's changed and he's completely different. I hope he has. But my point being is that people say and do stupid shit in this case. And the reason why I'm okay with continuing to say it this way is because he has not reoffended. He has shown remorse. He has continued to work on himself and with members of the LGBTQ community. He has, in this case, because that is what he was supposedly singled out for. There's no reason for him to be ousted for this. Members of his own stable have done things that are egregious, and I'm sorry to do it like this, but I did point it out. But it's the same shit. So my feelings are like, how do you not look at this and say, why this guy, why not the other? And like, does somebody just have it out for Trey, or does somebody like what's the situation at hand? And I don't necessarily think someone specifically had it out for Trey Miguel. It just seemed so weird that the reason that even when I heard people say it was maybe about this post, I was like, that seems really far fetched. And I talked to a few friends about it, and they were just like, this seems very far fetched. Well, it turns out it wasn't far fetched because it may have been the situation, it may have been the reason. And again, Fightful Select, we reported that it was in relation to that post. So absolutely crazy to see that this is where we're at. And I do hope that the good news is they look at it, they see the conversations, and they see people pushing back from within and saying there's no reason that he should stay without work because of something that he himself apologized for and did better. Yeah, just move on. Time to bring him back. Haven't even brought him in to bring him back yet. Should be there.
Yeah, I hope things eventually just work out for Trey. And I hope that means AEW, so he's with his friends where he was originally going with all of this. And it hasn't stopped him from obviously working elsewhere and in other promotions. And again, it seems like he's done a lot of work on himself over the years, as we all should. And like you said, like he's in his 20s, early 20s, not excusing any of this, but, and I know I said not excusing, and I said but, the but is not to excuse any of this. The but is we are not the same people when we are 21 as we are when we are 30 something. So that is the but on that. So I assume he's not the same person, and yeah, just the double standard of it is so baffling to me on this. Of if you're gonna go after this guy for something he did years ago, then yeah, you got to look at everybody else that is under that network and under some type of contract or whatever it might be, because you're gonna find a lot. I'm sure. Sure. Yeah, and I feel bad. I feel bad for Trey in the sense of I don't know fully what happened with WWE, but you know, Wentz and Dez went to WWE and he didn't at a time where it looked like he was gonna go with them, and it didn't. Yeah, he said it was a family thing. I don't know if it was something besides that. And now all of his friends are going to AEW and he's not able to, at least for the time being. And like I just think that sucks for the guy. Of here's his friends who they've been able to accomplish some of their goals and continue to work together and accomplish some of their dreams, and he's been just kind of on the outside of that for various reasons.
Yeah, it's very strange going from the WWE thing and then this. It's unexpected. So we'll see. We will see if he comes back, if he's brought back. And again, if this is the reason, then there's no reason why you can't have serious conversations about bringing him back. And what's interesting to me is, you know, Tony a few months ago mentioned the person that blocked Jay Briscoe from being on programming. He no longer works with WBD. So that same person should not be the person that blocked the trade deal, which means that there is either I wouldn't call it a culture, but there's at least maybe a consensus somewhere in WBD that one is enough, one offense is enough, and that one person who left had someone pick up the mantle for them. I don't know, but there should be more. There should be more conversations to come, and I think that, like I said, given the nature of the conversation and given the nature of the offense, there will be pushback, and I think that it's more in Trey's favor that he does come back, but we don't know until it happens.
Yeah, we'll see what the play out is on here, and hopefully it just works out in the end for Trey.
But if you listen to the Hollywood Reporter, they're out here continuing the who owns part of AEW rhetoric. This was something that years ago, Brandon Thurston of WrestleNomics kind of brought to brought the idea to the table, I should say, that maybe WBD has a stake in ownership of AEW that is under 10%. And because of that, any SEC filings, because they're also a private company, wouldn't have to be disclosed because they're under a certain threshold for reporting. So Hollywood Reporter released a little bit more information about the Netflix Warner Brothers potential deal and where certain things would land in this deal. And one of them was about AEW not going to Netflix in this particular deal.
Well,
go ahead.
I want to make things, or one thing clear. The part about AEW not going to Netflix was at least from a filing with the WBD and Netflix deal. So there's at least like paperwork of proof there. Now it does say that like AEW is not mentioned in the paperwork. It's the fact that what is mentioned with everything is how you can effectively surmise where AEW is going. So there's at least paperwork proof of where AEW will land once this deal, if this deal goes through, where the stake thing seems to be just more like there's no one's on record of that. And so I just want to at least make that clarified and clear.
Yeah, so in the Hollywood Reporter article, they talk about how they went through and searched all Elite Wrestling and AEW and the amount of times that it came out, and basically where the landing spots would be within that filing you mentioned. And then they continue on, and from the Hollywood Reporter article, it says, though WBD and AEW will never say this aloud because at a less than 10% stake they don't legally have to, WBD owns a minority position in the latter. That position will remain with the Global Linear Networks piece following the split and spin and the close of the Warner Brothers sale to Netflix, a source tells the Hollywood Reporter. All Elite Wrestling is majority owned by Tony Khan, son of Jacksonville Jaguars billionaire owner Shahid Khan. So effectively, they're continuing this narrative that has never been confirmed, but at the same time, they're saying it in such a way that's like, yeah, we know, even though no one's ever confirmed it. I know that this is going to open up a lot more people asking the question to Tony, and I think it's perfectly fine to be asked. I also think it's perfectly acceptable to be met with the response, I am the majority owner, and I get final say, and we appreciate our partners at WBD, blah, blah, blah. That's just, that's that. But again, the 10% stake continues to be a topic of conversation, and Hollywood Reporter is not the first, but they are certainly the largest publication to put that out there in recent memory. So, it's worth noting and at least putting it out there that they, according to sources, have that information.
Tony's been asked about this before, and
several times.
Yeah, the one that I remember was it was after like kind of the Thurston stuff came out, but it was in September of 2023 where he said, he has 100% voting stock and he has 100% decision making. And he said, as for them and their stake in the business, that is something that would be between us, but I would also be open to that, to Warner Brothers in a future deal having a piece or a bigger piece potentially, but I would always want to maintain 100% voting control as I have now, and I would want to maintain the majority stock, which I have now. So you can read into that however you would like to read into that. He didn't outright shoot it down. He kind of talked of like, no, he said that is something between us. I would be open to that, and them having a piece or a bigger piece. Like, does that mean they have some type of stake? Is he just talking about like the media rights portion of things and giving them a bigger piece there? Again, this is from 2003, so it was before the new media rights deal was signed in 2004 or 2024. Sorry, I
was going to say, wow, that's an old ass company, huh?
Yeah, it's from 2023, so it was before the new media rights deal was signed in 2024. So, read into it however you want to read into it. I'm sure people have and will and continue to do so. Tony's never going to outright say anything, I'm sure. WBD, apparently they don't have to outright say anything because it's a less than 10% stake. And, I don't know what it like, if it changes anything, because it's been something that's been a talking point basically since the inception of the company.
It's influence and it's power. It's not necessarily power, but it is influence, especially because this is your TV partner. This is your broadcast partner. And if you take out a broadcast partner, then you take out effectively the legs of the operation. And if you do that, then AEW doesn't have any of its power. So it's this weird, like, 10% or less than 10% is a small number, but its influence is massive in the grand scheme of AEW. That's where this conversation becomes very strange, is that Tony can say I have 100% voting control, but like, if your partner who has 100% control of your media rights, but only 9.9% of your company, if they come out and they say do this, then you're probably going to acquiesce to your media rights partner a little bit more than you would if that wasn't the case.
Yeah, that's fair when it comes to that. Like, since it's been a thing since like the inception of AEW, I don't know what it changed. I guess my point was, I don't know what it changes if this is factual now. Like, that if now, like, people are just coming out and saying like, well, oh yeah, this is true. Like, I think this is, if it is true, I think it's kind of just always been the case. And so that's why I don't. That's why I when it comes to the Trey stuff, to kind of relate it back to that, it's like, oh, does Warner Brothers having a stake in it change any of that? And I don't think it does, because again, I think it's just always been true, and it's been, if they didn't want him on their television, whether they had a stake or not, then that was going to be the decision. The same thing with Jay, is like, whether they have a stake or not, if they don't want him on the TV, then what's AEW going to do? That's their media partner. They're not going to put him on the TV. Now I guess it weighs a little bit heavier if there is a stake, but even if there wasn't a stake, like, if your media partner says, well, you can't have him on TV, and you could push back on that, but do you want to push back? Is it worth pushing back? I don't know. Like, how often is there pushback on that kind of stuff? Not everybody is, Matt and Trey, and even they have to be like, all right, yeah, I gotta concede a point here with things.
And that's the thing. It's so weird with their partnership with TV. It's like, do they get extra push when it comes to, hey, can we put this entity on TV for a guest spot, or can we, put a focus on this or a spotlight on this? I don't know how much they're in the room. I think with maybe integrations, maybe WBD has a bigger say, but they're not going to step in to creative and say, hey, Tony, put the belt on this guy because, we want this guy to be our champion. They're not going to step in that way. And also, it would just be a poor move because Tony does things his way. Like, it's just the way it is. So I don't know. I don't know what their effect is, other than what we've been talking about. And yes, you're right. What does it really change if that information comes out and it's factual? I think that certain optics will change or could change when we have conversations like these, because it's another voice in the room that we didn't have to necessarily take into account before. That's something that does affect the level of discourse or the level of conversation. And also the trolls will then start trying to tag WBD when they want someone to get off their screen. And well,
I feel like some of them already do that, so
that's fair. You should do it more. And even Sean asked before the Wrestle Dream presser about the ownership. It's been asked multiple times about who owns. So I pulled up an article from 2024, and this was Sean was asking about that, and Brandon asked about it as well. The same call. It's been an ongoing question that, while it doesn't have huge ramifications if it's confirmed, it at least opens up some more eyes to what the ownership structure is like in AEW, because it might not be 100% Tony. It might not be, I don't know. It just might not be 100% Tony. So there you are.
Yeah. I don't know how true the report is. It's always been a talking point. going back to the beginning, there's been reporting from Thurston. Tony has been asked about it, and I just don't know like what changes, if anything, at the time. Now, could things change over time if, Warner Brothers decides, well, this isn't a valuable property for us anymore. Let's sell out of this, and Tony gets 100%. But then, how does that change the media right? Like, any of that stuff could change at any time. So that's not anything out of the ordinary. I mean, we're looking at this Netflix and WB deal right now that may go through in the next 5 years. We'll see, and what that changes with things. But until like any of this kind of comes to fruition, it's a worthy talking point, because I understand why it's a worthy talking point. I also think that people are just gonna draw their own conclusions and freak out or make it a bigger deal than it truly is. Because, like I said, if it's the case, it's probably been the case since the very beginning. And why does it change now just because it's out there by a bigger outlet?
Yeah, exactly. So we'll continue to monitor, as we always do. And Hollywood Reporter just putting it back on the radar, baby. Every 6 to 12 months, someone just puts it out there, and we all got to talk about it all over again until someone confirms it. Speaking of which, Booker T out here confirming Josh Briggs is going to get fired if he doesn't.
What the hell?
So if you didn't watch NXT last night, actually, I will say last night's NXT was different, not in a bad way. They did put some focus on some new characters and some new incoming wrestlers, which they needed to do because they have a lot of people who are moving on and doing main roster or just doing the next thing. And I never turned on my.
Did you get an email?
I did.
Is it important?
Let's find out.
Okay.
Nope, it's from the Royal Ontario Museum. It's free exchange weekends.
Like, what can you exchange?
I think I get to go to other places for free. Free or discounted exchange weekends. So we have so it's a program. So it's free weekend at the McMichael Canadian Art Collection. It is free weekend at the Gardner Museum, which is across from the ROM. It's a member offer for the Interior Design Show. I can get 10% off. Urban Caper Scavenger Hunts, I can get $15 off. Oh, Cirque du Soleil, I can get 20% off. And Music Toronto, which is chamber music performances, the J Mallet Theater, I can get, I guess, some amount of money off because they didn't tell me how much.
Free?
I guess so. Is it free?
Yeah. If it doesn't say how much, I would show up and be like 100%, bro.
I guess. All right. I'm just going to give them the number and be like, let's go. Rom sends so many emails. It's kind of nuts. Anyway. Yeah. So long story short, NXT was very different. It was good. King Potato saying thought that was my phone. Sorry, guys. I thought I put on my sleep. I was wrong. My D&D. Anyway, the show was solid. I thought it was a good episode of NXT. I thought it was different, and they introduced some new people. And Booker T, meanwhile, was like, if Josh Briggs doesn't get better, he's going to get fired. And we're like, well, he's going to what? He basically said, after WrestleMania, things happen. People go. And I was like, you can't say that. But Booker T did, because Booker T says whatever he wants.
Yeah, weird comment to make.
I wonder if there's any heat on him for that one, because that's ridiculous.
I don't think there's any heat on Booker.
Well, I just turned off his brain anyway.
I don't think there's any heat on Booker, because I don't think they think he was actually like speaking out of turn. I think Booker says things to kind of get a message across. And that's what this felt like, is maybe he was trying to get a message across. I don't think you need to say it. Like if you need to get a message across, like talk to the guy and be like, hey, I mean, how many stories have we heard of like, hey, you're on the chopping block. Like, I've been told I'm on the chopping block type of thing. Like, it feels like they could have just said that. But instead, Booker said it publicly on NXT commentary. I don't know. We'll, we'll see. Booker's got a podcast. I'm sure maybe he'll address it. I'm sure he'll just kind of talk around it. But he'll probably just say, like, I was trying to motivate the guy. Like,
It's
I like,
exactly what he's gonna say.
yeah, like I like Josh Briggs. I see something in Josh Briggs, but I need to see more from Josh Briggs. I don't want him to get cut, type of thing.
What people don't see, man, is the backstage with me and Josh. We're best friends. We get along great. I've been a mentor to him. I teach him every day. I show him all the best. Like, he does a great spinneroonie, da 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 da, and then it's just gonna be like you marks and your feelings on camera. We're like, all right, come on, Booker, calm down. Pissing inside the tent.
Yeah. So it was definitely a comment that got made on the show, but hopefully Josh Briggs doesn't get released after WrestleMania.
See, that's the thing, is that he either just saved Josh Briggs or he just got people to have Josh Briggs on their radars. And either way, like, either did something good or not good, man. You could have just caused some problems. So we'll find out, I guess, after Mania or before that. But no one should ever have to lose their job for a reason like that. But definitely an eyebrow-raising moment last night on the show, which I guess is pretty common for anything he says and anything that happens on that particular show.
Oh, yeah, man.
Anyway. A lot of new faces introduced. I thought the Ilya LaFleur and sorry, I had just completely forgot my countryman's name.
Ethan Page.
Thought their match was really good.
Yeah,
we had a lot of really good wrestling for those two. Ethan Page does get the win with the roll up, grabs the tights, but otherwise, like, if you go back, watch that match, they give him a lot of time, and both men know how to do their jobs, and for that, great opener. Really put a focus on NXT that you haven't seen a lot of lately, because they've been doing a lot of like the 3 to 6 minute matches, especially in those openers. This time they went out and said, hey, have a full on wrestling match, see what happens. And the crowd was into it, and definitely fan reaction was positive, because they did a great job.
A good introduction for Elio. I mean, you're working with Ethan, who is already a top tier worker, but more importantly, especially when it comes to WWE, just knows how to play his role. And when the role is kind of cocky, chicken shit heel, and Elio's coming in as, underdog luchador, very simple story to tell, and they did a great job at it with everything. And yeah, Elio losing by roll up kind of, and Ethan hooking the tights, like, kind of protects things a little bit for him and shows, like, all right, we see something with him, and we're gonna continue to highlight him moving forward, and maybe it leads to continues to be a program between them.
They should absolutely continue this, not just for the finish, but also just for the way that they worked. It was just a really good match. I saw someone listed at just over 10 minutes, so different for NXT, who normally do not 10-minute matches.
They had some longer matches on this show. I know people have said, like, the in-ring stuff was great. It's like, yeah, 3 or 4 of the 5 matches were over 10 minutes, and then the one shorter match probably needed to be a shorter match. So yeah, they did some good in-ring work with this show.
What's going on with Keanu Carver? I know SP3 would normally have the answer for this, but they certainly he was like the B character today or last night. They had him do this. They had this LFGS segment where Booker T's telling him to stop, being this guy, and it was just awkward. It was just awkward. They were having told him to cool off for disciplinary reasons, and then he came back to NXT. And then they were doing the promo with what's his face in the back, and all of a sudden Carver comes out of Shawn Michaels' office, and they do this very like LFG, not LFG. It was like an Unreal BS, like, oh, let's cut the cameras. They turn to the guy who's producing. It was very, very awkward. And then later on, Blake Howard's trying to interview Carver, and he puts his hands on Blake Howard and intimidates him. It's very, Very strange presentation.
Blake Howard asking dumbass questions.
Well, yeah, he was trying to be a professional journalist, trying to get to the bottom of this Keanu Carver disciplinary action issue.
They're making him out to be kind of loose cannon-ish.
They have a loose cannon-ish. His name's Lexus King.
No, absolutely not.
All right, just making sure.
That's what they're doing with them. Let it play out, Joel. Let it play out.
2019-ass commentary.
Carver's got a he has good presence in these segments. He doesn't look fully comfortable though, and that's gonna come with reps, obviously. But he just doesn't look fully like he's a good presence. He'll beat the shit out of people, especially announcers and everything. But he doesn't look just fully comfortable speaking and doing these segments.
Yep. Shallow Hill, Josh Briggs. That's where the comment we mentioned. That's where it came into play. But they had a good one. Shallow Hill continues to shine, and he beats Josh Briggs, so he's qualified for the ladder match for the NXT title in 2 weeks. 2 weeks? Let's say 2 weeks. February 3rd.
Yeah, February 3rd is 2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, good match. They're really pushing Shallow Hill as one of their new big dudes to watch, and Josh Briggs is 1 foot out the door. I mean, if you listen to Booker T, he's gonna get fired. So I'm not wrong saying it.
I mean, fine match. I don't know, like good. Like it was a Joel Pearl fine.
Yeah,
they like Shallow Hill clearly. I don't know what they think of Josh Briggs.
I mean,
they think he's going to get released after WrestleMania, I guess.
Hey, I do. It's either going to light a fire on him, they're going to do something with him. But man,
yeah. I mean, Briggs has been given some opportunities. I never really saw it, and they never really they give him the chance, and then he had a feud with Javon Evans not too long ago. He did the fake Undertaker bit and everything, and it doesn't fully click, and that's why that's a reason why they're also bringing in a lot of these new guys, because guys like Josh Briggs never fully clicked with everything.
Well, now you got to click again, Josh Briggs. Get Booker T as your mouthpiece. Just because I'd fire him doesn't mean he should get fired.
Someone should do.
Oh no!
King of the North is gonna yell at me for having a terrible idea.
He already tuned out because he started talking about NXT.
Yeah, true. Someone should do what's the fair Hansel and Gretel? Someone should do that with teeth. With Shiloh Hill, I think it froze. Okay.
No, I'm just trying to figure out what you're getting at here.
Well, they should have teeth, and it leads Shiloh Hill to underground places, or maybe an alligator wrestling pit or something.
The return of the NXT fight pits.
That's alligator. You can bet on, if you want to bet on a man fucking an alligator, you can.
That's the one I wish they could get. Fuck Kelsey Grammer, but if you can get Kelsey Grammer for just one appearance in wrestling, that's the one.
It leads to an underground, dark web betting ring for Shiloh Hill.
Mr. Beast, what are you doing here? I love the dark web.
But he's always he can only get there through the teeth, though. But only he sees the teeth. It's people are what are you doing? And he's do you not see this trail of teeth? No, there's nothing out here. We're just walking the streets, man. But he can see the teeth, and he just walks to the underground betting pit.
This is awful. Josh D from Connecticut sent your comments for the.
Oh yeah, shuck it, duck it, quack quack.
What the hell?
What the hell?
Speaking of which, she's going to be in a triple threat match for the North American Championship.
Louis got it. It all leads to the debut of Danhausen.
And it's Detective Danhausen because Did it specifically to get Shiloh Hill.
Detective Denhausen here. I can't do the voice. That was a terrible voice.
I don't know what that was, but
I don't know either. I tried to stop midway through because it was so bad. Do the voice, Joel. Do Detective Danhausen welcoming Shiloh Hill to the dark web betting underground.
Detective Danhausen here. Welcome to the dark web. This is where you can bet on everything. You want an alligator fucking a monkey?
An alligator fucking a monkey.
Dark web.
Well, pig and elephant DNA doesn't splice, but maybe an alligator fucking a monkey DNA will splice.
This one does.
What if it's a 4-assed monkey?
Wasn't that a Ren and Stimpy thing?
No. All that was South Park references.
Right.
Pig and elephant DNA doesn't splice. You can do a 4-assed monkey or a 4-assed pig. It's just a bunch of 4-assed stuff.
Well, Willems wrote a whole series of books called Elephant and Piggy. That's all I got. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so it's going to be Thea Hale and Lola Vice and Izzy Dame in a North American Women's Championship match because it is what it is.
Thea Hale should stack them both.
God bless.
That's my prediction. It's not going to happen. But
the only real in-ring promo was the Jada one, right? Yeah.
I think so.
Good for them. Anyway, that's continuing. I don't have anything to say about that.
Blake Monroe was also there.
Yes, she was on top of her perch. Good for her.
Yeah.
What?
I don't know. Blake Monroe just like doesn't care about this title anymore and is now just feuding with Jada Parker because I guess maybe she's not getting called up. I don't know. I mean, she said it last week, and I know like it was I think it was a little inside reference of like when you're this talented, they don't know what to do with you. Like that's kind of what it feels with her right now. Is like what are we doing with Blake?
Just biding their time.
I guess so. Yeah.
That's fine. I have nothing to add to this because, yeah, Jada. Anyway, 1 year ago, you can go back and we'll look at her socials. Anyway, there's the game. The calling did a thing. It doesn't matter. And the main. We could talk about the main event. Zaruka, which was exactly what we expected. They beat Renku CC and Fatal Influence for. Guess what, Jeremy? Do you know what tag team title they're going to be going after winning this triple threat?
I mean, I do. I don't know if you're like setting me up for a bit. But
not
I do.
The WWE Women's Tag Team Championships, God forbid, because you don't want Zaruka versus Rio or anything. No, they're going for the TNA Knockouts Tag Team Championships. Why? I don't know, but they announced the match 2 weeks ago, or last week, I guess, and then they decided to do this thing with Genesis where Zarya got the title shot for the Knockouts title. And then still the Elegance who are the TNA Knockouts Tag Team champions. They came out and did a thing. And this just all set up the inevitable, which was Zaruka winning this tag team title tag team triple threat #1 contendership match, which was good. It was a good match. I thought that all three teams performed quite well. But there you go.
I'm gonna SP3 bully you with words now. You can't call Shiloh Hill and Josh Briggs good and also call this good.
I thought this was better.
Okay.
I thought the fact that people like Shiloh Hill and what he's been doing in such a short time, I thought that was good, but I thought this match as a match was very good. How about that? Does that clarify things enough for you?
This match was better than CM Punk and Finn Balor on Monday.
How dare you? People really liked Finn Balor. They think this is the beginning of his big 2025 push.
This is a great match. Everyone got some shine. Lainey Reed looked really good. Now I haven't. It's not that like I haven't been impressed with Lainey Reed, but she hasn't like had the ton of opportunities to stand out, and she looked really good in this match. But overall, yeah, I thought it was a really strong match, and we'll see if SP3 has it in his and people are mentioning Lainey Reed as well, so good. I don't feel too bad. But yeah, we'll see if SP3 has it in his top matches or anything. But I thought, you know, some of these matches can go very poorly with these multi-person matches and people not hitting their cues and spots and everything, or trying to do too much a lot of times. And this was very well done. Everyone was pretty understood what they needed to do. Everything looked really crisp, and yeah, I'm terrible at memory things. I'm trying to think if there's been a better NXT match this year. I realize we're only 3 weeks into the year, so it's not like I got to dig too far. But I'm trying to. There was New Year's Evil. I'm trying to think if there was anything in New Year's Evil.
JC and what's her face? No. JC and what's her face?
Yes, JC and what's her face was so good. You remember Kendall Gray? Kendall Gray.
I was gonna say, I think Kylie Armstrong because she won she won our award for new star. Anyway, yeah, Kendall and JC. That was good.
Yeah. All right, Kendall and JC. I can support.
Oba and Leon Slater was also a really good match.
So. I like this better than Oba and Leon Slater.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
SB3 saying that the main event was match of the night.
Yeah, SB3. What's your NXT match of the year so far? You think it's this, or do you think it's JC and Kendall, or Oba and Leon, or something that I'm completely forgetting?
Sean Legacy, by the way, also qualified for the ladder match. So there you go. Him and
I said Sean Legacy was gonna win, and then SB3 was like, yeah, they'll probably announce that he's like officially part of the main roster before the show. So we tag team to be correct on that one. That was another good match. I thought all the matches were good to great.
Yeah, everyone worked hard. Like it was a good wrestling show.
Well, there were fine matches. The tag team match was fine with the Vanity Project, and that was short though. It was like 5 minutes long. But all the matches that were 10 minutes or higher were good to great.
SB3 saying JC Jane and Kendall Gray was better.
Yeah, I agree. Now that that's been brought up, I agree. I did like this better than Oba and Leon though.
And speaking of the Sean Legacy match, after both qualifiers, Tony D'Angelo hits the ring, hits a standing ovation, because he certainly hasn't called it anything else, his finisher or whatever it is, and eventually gets arrested for doing what wrestlers do when they're under contract in wrestling, getting involved. Why did he get arrested? Is it because he's not talking? Because in that case, there are plenty of wrestlers who are mute, who never spoke, who also should have been arrested but never were. Why?
I do like when they like pick and choose of like, we're gonna arrest this person, and
seems targeted, Jeremy.
Yeah, I don't know like why. I don't know why he got arrested here. The threat of doing something, like, all right, he attacked people. Everybody attacks people, like, big deal.
Right.
I don't know. Like, I gotta get something more out of this Tony D'Angelo stuff. Like, he returned, and then he hasn't talked, and he's just beating people up, and now he's getting arrested for doing what happens on every wrestling show. You gotta give me something else.
How can he be trespassing if he works there? Nobody has mentioned that he doesn't work there. Why is he a mute? What, like, you gotta give us more story than he comes in and he wrecks people and leaves. He's not Roman Reigns.
Yeah. I don't know if they're trying to make him like a vigilante, or again like they're trying to make him something like threat, clearly. I just don't know. Is he a threat to the title? Is he a threat to the company?
Is he a threat to himself? Is this a Suicide Watch thing?
No, they already did that storyline.
They did. God dang it.
Yeah. So it feels very very hollow, very half-assed right now of what they're trying to do, and I don't know if we're ever going to get a real explanation for it.
Tony should just show up on TNA and start talking there.
Why
not?
Stax is there, so I don't know.
They can recreate the family.
Yeah.
Ariana, Tony D, Stacks.
Nah, maybe Santino will get the help of Tony. You know?
Fuck Santino. Anyway, we didn't talk about it earlier because we were in the basketball talk and then things kind of shifted. So the Raptors are doing WWE nights on February 4th, which is my wife's birthday. That being said, they're doing a mask, like a lucha mask with Raptors colors, and I really want to get my hands on the stupid mask because they look cool. So I've put a couple people, I put some feelers out being like, hey, can you get me a mask? So we'll see. But they also announced that Trick and Lash Legend are going to be there. So they're going to do, because it's part of the integration with MLSE, and WWE's here for Raw on Monday next week. So there's that, plus Saturday night's main events in Montreal and SmackDown's in Montreal. So they're all up this.
Who are the Raptors playing?
I think they're playing the Timberwolves.
Oh, okay.
I think that's what I saw.
That's a good game. Timberwolves are good.
Yeah, but it's the Raptors, so don't expect much.
Raptors have been up and down this year.
Yeah, they're playing T-Wolves.
Okay. Yeah.
See how that goes. But anyway, is Monday the Jericho debut? I mean, I've been saying that for a long time. I've been saying it on this show. I said if you're going to debut with a Rumble, you would do it either in Montreal on SmackDown or you do it on Monday night on Raw in Toronto.
Yeah.
See if I should go to that Raw if they're going to do it. Raptors mask, check mark. White Castle. Well, I can't get a White Castle mask. I can get a Raptors mask. I get one of those things. I can't get the White Castle mask. If someone wants to buy me the White Castle mask and ship it to Toronto, you are more than welcome to. I'll make up a P.O. box for you. Giving none of y'all my address. Anyway, AEW Dynamite is tonight.
Hold on.
You got some?
Well, I mean, just the usual.
Oh, I figured we just go through the AEW Dynamite.
No.
Oh, okay.
What was your moment of Tuesday, Joel?
I don't know anymore. Josh Briggs has been threatened for his job. That is a bigger problem than what I enjoyed on wrestling, Jeremy. This man is out here being bullied by his compatriots, said he could get fired if he doesn't pull up. What's wrong with this company? Josh Briggs, I stand by you. You deserve your job.
I'm going to give a shout out to Lainey Reed and her performance in that women's tag team triple threat, and specifically the Sling Blade Crucifix Bomb, which looked really good. But overall, I mean, she was hitting some shit in this match. Throw a good knee. You know I love me a good knee strike, good kick. Kendall Gray threw some good kicks in this match too. But Lainey Reed, very impressive performance.
There you go. Other people are talking about the Elio LaFleur debut.
Hey, that's your day. If that's your moment of Tuesday, I can respect that. It was a strong debut.
There you go. What's next?
Hey, we're previewing Dynamite live from Orlando.
Okay, live from Orlando. The Addition, because they call it Addition, but it's the Addition.
Sure.
Financial Arena, the site of AEW Revolution 2024. I want to say. They did it at that arena. Anyway.
Yeah, it was 2024 because that's when NXT ran or WWE ran 2 miles down the street. That was very funny.
Is that when Revolution? Yeah, it was Revolution.
No, it was World's End.
I thought it was Revolution.
No, it was World's End.
Okay. Well, either way.
I'm pretty sure I'm correct.
Regardless. I'm gonna
look it up. I gotta make sure I'm correct.
Yeah, go make sure that you're correct, because otherwise we've got to listen to
use the hashtag Joel is wrong. Yeah, it was World's End 2020.
They didn't do a Revolution there too?
Which Revolution?
24 or 23?
Why they wouldn't do 24? They wouldn't do 2 pay-per-views in the same building.
Well, you'd be surprised.
No, Revolution 24 was Sting.
His last match, then it was Revolution 23?
Revolution 23? 22.
22. Okay, so I wasn't off.
Yeah, you weren't fully incorrect. There was Revolution show.
The same venue as the
Hangman and Adam Cole headline that show. I have no recollection of this show.
CM Punk was on that show.
Allegedly.
Was he on the show? Punk versus MJF, the dog collar match.
Oh, okay. I do remember that.
There you go.
I did not. You could not have told me that Hangman and Cole was the main event for this show.
I remember looking at going down to Florida for that event. and I was talking to
Okay.
people about places to stay. And then I ultimately didn't end up going because it's Florida, and decided not to because it's Florida. Anyway, AW Dynamite tonight from that very arena that I didn't want to go to in Orlando, at 20 minutes from Billy Starks' apartment, as she has said on social media. So don't stalk her. Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford take on the Timeless Love Bombs. I feel like Penelope Ford will hook the right leg of the opponent that she is facing because it is live television this week.
I don't know if they're gonna win. So
Wow.
I think Megan is actually gonna get the pinfall victory here.
Try to set up getting closer to the tag title match.
Yeah.
All right. They're finally doing it, Jeremy. A street fight. The Death Riders take on the Don Callis family. And not just any members of the Don Callis family, the Don Callis D team. Hechicero, Lance Archer, and Rocky Romero take on John Moxley, Wheeler Yuta, and Daniel Garcia. This rules for all the funniest reasons.
Why does this need to be a street fight?
Because you always need to book a street fight, pal. Hechicero wins. He pins Wheeler Yuta.
I mean, I don't think that Moxley's leaving the Death Riders like anytime soon at this point, considering now they're doing the big Don Callis family feud. So,
wait a minute, Don Callis family feud? I have an idea. Call RJ City.
I don't know. Street fight is just like, what? Why is this necessary?
It's an Orlando street fight, so someone.
It's always, where's the Orlando street fight at?
In Orlando, you big dumb bitch. That's just what we get.
This just doesn't feel like a necessary street fight, but sure. Look, if I'm Don Callis family should win this match, because why the fuck wouldn't Andrade and Takeshita and Okada probably aren't running in. But why wouldn't Andrade and Fletcher and Davis and Doyle and Wardlow and everybody else and Trent and everybody else they got under contract like just run into this match and attack the Death Riders? I mean, the Death Riders got members as well. Claudio and Pac should get involved. Just street fight just seems. Yeah, they better be fighting at Universal. If they don't, what's the point?
They should, but they won't. MJF will be live in Orlando. He should be doing his segment from Disney. The happiest place on earth, and he's carrying the title around. That's what I want.
They might have filmed that, honestly.
I hope they do. And they have. He does it, and then Brody King confronts him on the teacups, and that's how we announce the match for Australia. Let's go. That's what I want.
I do like a Universal Studios like brawl. Like, I don't know if you could actually like do that because
go to stage 21. You could do it.
No, I don't want like any type of like. I want them like fighting on the teacups. I want them fighting, in the Back to the Future thing. I don't know what else is at like Disney and Universal.
We have to go back, Max. Get out of here. That's what I want.
Like that's like they should they should strap whoever like who's afraid of heights on this show. They can lie and say somebody's afraid of heights. Who cares?
Whoever.
Yeah, they should like put them into that ride that like goes all the way up and like you're there for like
drops you.
Yeah, and then it just like drops straight down.
But they don't drop them for the entirety of the show. They just leave them up there. It's Pac. They put Pac in there. He has a secret fear of heights.
Well, Gravity forgot Pac, so maybe like
forgot him too.
They should do this. This is some evil villain shit right here. Is like at the beginning of the show, they've captured the guy and they put him in there and they lift him up and it's like you're gonna get dropped at some point in the next 2 hours and they don't know when. Like it could happen at any moment. They're just sitting up there and like, fuck, they gotta just like wait 2 hours of when are they gonna drop me on this thing, and then they drop them at whatever point they do. And that's the whole video there. And then the person just like they get off of the ride and then they just like collapse and fall down. And then whoever pins them and they win whatever title, because I assume everybody has a title and it's all under 24/7 rules.
They put Pac Cam.
Yeah, they have Space Mountain and Ric Flair's there, just like wooing at you.
Oldest ride. No one's here.
If Ric Flair's filming a cameo as he's doing it. Hey there, Mike. This is woo, Ric Flair coming out here, and you got a message from Eric. Eric says, "Happy birthday." He says, "Wish Mike a happy birthday, brother. Happy birthday, brother." What? Why is Brody King and MJF fighting behind MJF? You want to wish Mike or Eric a happy birthday? Woo!
He never shows it because he's so bad at cameos. He just talks about it, but the camera's on him the whole time. He doesn't draw attention to it beyond saying the words.
Mike Eric says you're 57 years old. You're about to die, brother. Does your dick still work? These are all things Ric Flair says on his cameos, okay?
This is true. $600. Speedball takes on Samosa Joe.
It should be a really good match. I'm looking forward to this match.
Looking forward to it. What do you think? Speedball's going to try to do his one of his big spots, and Joe's going to do the walkaway spot?
Joe should walk away as Speedball is like doing his kicks. He's doing the speed, and then he just moves, and Speedball just like keeps kicking and shit. And Joe's like, "Look at this fucking dude."
He tries for Ultima Weapon, and Joe just walks away. It's the end of the match. There you go. Swerve takes on Kevin Knight. This is a match that a lot of people, myself included, are looking forward to.
No, Speedball I'm still on Speedball doing his kicks.
No? Okay.
Yeah, Speedball like keeps doing his kicks, and Joe's also, and Speedball like looks at him and is like, "Where'd you go?" So Speedball just like turns, but he keeps kicking, and he actually keeps kicking Joe, and then Joe moves again and walks. They just do this bit. It's like a Naked Gun comedy scene out here.
Tom and Jerry as booking it. Oh my gosh. Yes. And Swerve versus Kevin Knight. Again, people are going to be chanting horsecock during these two matches.
Maybe. I mean, we'll see if the crowd listens.
They're all online, Jeremy. Of course they listen.
Yeah, fair.
Internet, right? Triangle of Madness do you have anything to say about Swerve and Kevin Knight?
Oh, Swerve and Kevin Knight should be really good. Going back to Speedball, because Speedball should come out, and he should he should tell the crowd like everybody chant horsecock out here, and that's during his entrance. He just yells out like, "Chant horsecock," and then the crowd will hopefully hear him and start chanting for it.
Just grab a microphone.
No. Again, because then you're breaking the fourth wall, unlike what I'm doing with the Speedball kicks and walking away. He can't just grab a microphone during his entrance. He should tell the person in the front row and then pass it along. So it's a game of telephone, and then everybody in the crowd just has to hey, chant horsecock. Okay, chant. You turn to the person next to you, make sure you chant horsecock. That's what Speedball should do. Pass it along.
Triangle of Madness respond to Chris Statlander. All three of them, by the way. They're all going to take one word at a time in this promo, and they're all going to respond once at a time to Chris Statlander.
I actually think that would be hilarious. Is it Chris Statlander, I accept your challenge
line
for tonight. Not tonight. Revolution? Not revolution. I accept cosmic. It's just Julia Hart, not knowing what the line is because she's reverting back to the dumb cheerleader thing. I don't even know if she was a dumb cheerleader, but
I think she was just a cheerleader.
Yeah, I think she's just a cheerleader too. I'm stereotyping. I apologize to you, Julia Hart, but she's the one who just keeps forgetting what the line is.
They have to keep going back to it.
Yeah.
Nope. So yeah, I don't know why all three of them have to respond to this, but they are. FTR are going to take on the newly signed Jordan Oliver.
Hell yeah.
Price. Looking forward to this, as other in the chat are talking about too. This is really funny because FTR keeps getting the newest signees in tag team action, and then they beat them, and then the newest signees disappear for several months. I'm not saying
go to ROH, brother.
We go to ROH for a bit. Listen, man, I'm just happy that those two guys got signed. They can keep working. They can keep doing things. And as they get called up, they'll continue building up. They're new. They can strap the rocket to them. I don't care. But I'm very excited to see Oliver and Price get their opportunity tonight.
They should win and then get added to the tag team match next week. That's honestly, my pitch.
I don't hate that idea. Let's just go for it. And in the main event, the match that matters, the one that we've been talking about since September, Kenny Omega and Josh Alexander.
Finally, a Kenny Omega singles match.
We've been waiting for this match. I've been waiting for this match. Josh Alexander went on Busted Open talking about wanting this match. It's happening, baby, tonight in the beautiful sands of Orlando.
They should bring out a 6-sided ring just for this match.
I'm all about it. Let's go. They just swap out the rings. I'm
yeah. Or you could film this at Studio 21. It's an empty arena 6-sided ring match, which is how most 6-sided ring matches took place after a while. I'm sorry, that's mean to TNA. They always drew they always drew the 200 people that showed up at Universal Studios.
Wow, they kind of had to like shuffle them in, but it's fine. Kenny slumping against TNA alums. This is a match that I am legitimately looking forward to because Kenny's great and Josh as well, and I know they both. Well, I know Josh for sure is one of this match. I'm sure Kenny has too. So this should be a really fun one.
No, this will be a great match. I'm looking forward to it.
I think it's the main event.
I would assume so. Yeah, I would assume so. I think they're both gonna really show out, like you said. Josh has wanted this match for a while. It's a big opportunity for him because he hasn't had like a ton of singles matches on AEW TV. When was the last time? I'll look it up.
Last time Josh did?
Yeah.
Probably Collision match.
Oh, he faced Moxley at the end of December. That's right. That's right. Yeah. He said more than I thought. It's mainly losses, but I mean this is gonna be a loss too.
Poor Josh.
Yeah. He has big matches though, like Coda, Swerve, Moxley, now Omega. Like when Josh Alexander has a singles match, Hangman, like it's a big match. He loses all of them, but you know it is a big match. Yeah, it should be a great match, and I'm looking forward to Kenny's singles. Kenny wrestling in a singles. Let's see if Klay Thompson can turn back the clock and knock down 7 threes.
Not tonight, baby. Will Ospreay's night. I mean, why did I just read
Will Ospreay?
I don't know why I just read that. It was Ospreay Alexander. Josh's night. He's gonna win. He's gonna be the man. Anyway, that's it. We did it. That's the show.
Yeah, it was Dynamite should be good tonight. It's usually good. The wrestling will be good. We'll see.
Now, I'm assuming this is the start of the build to Australia because that's coming up in 4 weeks.
Yeah. I think we'll get Thekla and Chris, I imagine, confirmed for Australia. Maybe MJF and Brody confirmed for Australia as well. But yeah, we'll definitely get some Australia matches.
Duncan Davis versus FTR. Is that happening next week, you said?
Yeah. Doyle Davis and FTR's next week.
Oh, well, that's horseshit. Should be in Australia.
Yeah, it is a little weird that they just wouldn't do it. Maybe they do the rematch in Australia.
Maybe. Again, if you were wanting to,
you got to do a street fight. So
got to be a street fight. Well, that was the whole thing, right? You've got 2 heel tag teams going at it. So the way to get around it was to do it in Australia, where you got Mark Davis. It's his country, so you could have gotten away with it, but that's not what they're going for. So I'm interested in seeing if there is a tag team title match for Grand Slam. But we'll see. Matthew Hooks is saying first defense in Australia. Like, you could do that if you want to hotshot the titles, take them off FTR, put them on Duncan Doyle, and go from there.
I don't know if it's hotshotting the titles. I think it's a good move, but
maybe it's not hotshotting. But this is a brand new team, so it's really just kicking them off strong, which is not a bad thing.
Yeah,
we'll see. Anyway, we're back tomorrow.
Results of our poll question.
Yeah, that one.
The poll question was Bully Ray. 80% said no, 20% said yes.
20% of you are weird.
If you voted yes, please explain. I would like to know the explanation for why you voted yes. For all we know, people are just doing a bit. Like, the whole poll is a bit.
The whole chat is a bit.
Yeah, this whole show's a bit.
This whole show is a bit.
Like, what are we doing out here?
We're back.
What did we accomplish today, Joel?
We accomplished that if you are called out on TV, you might lose your job very imminently, and that's not great. Also, hypocrisy runs deep in and out of wrestling, so don't let people tell you where you should go. Tommy by Elegance is coming. And finally, Duncan Davis could win tag gold next week. That's next week, though.
I think the biggest thing we accomplished today is if you turn on this show, you're probably going to hear the worst of the greatest booking idea you have ever heard, depending on your perspective.
Well, you're welcome.
Zenoar voted yes for the Heat. Yeah, that checks out.
That does make sense.
Yeah.
Someone's saying, why not vote yes? There you go.
It's
happening. Tomorrow, Jeremy and SB3 are back talking about Dynamite, unless it ends in a DQ. Could happen.
Wow.
MJF.
Nah, they have no problem beating Josh Alexander.
Wow. What if they just want to beat your opinions on Dynamite? That's all.
Try to save that.
The AEW Fightful Awards. That is one thing that we also accomplished.
Yeah.
Anyway. 10 a.m. Eastern tomorrow. So for Jeremy Lambert, you know who I am. You know who he is because I just said so. Leave a thumbs up on the way out, ladies, gentlemen, friends beyond the binary. We'll see you in the next one. Cheers.